Okay, yo, what's up, guys? This is part 2 of the Scary Hunting Story Animated. The reason it got split into 2 parts, except for me making the full video, is because some of the recording from last video had ended up stopping. So that's why. So, yeah. Let's go.
I had enough and began to haul my butt to the meeting point at the bottom of the hill. Once I finally reached the level ground, a wave of relief finally fell over me. I was cold, wet, and wanted a hot shower. Then my heart sank. I was not at the old logging road. In fact, I had no idea where I was. Crap. Everything I know about making out of situations like this tells me to stay calm. Forget about that, I am everything but calm. I knew I was down the hill, so I had the hope that my grandfather and dad were somewhere close by. Not even thinking about scaring any deer, I yell out, "Dad! Grandpa!" I took a momentary pause to listen for a response. All that I heard was the wind blowing through the valley and the sound of snowfall. Then I heard something I truly cannot explain. I heard, "Dad! Grandpa!" echoed back to me. What the heck? "Over here!" I yelled back, only to have, "Over here!" yelled back to me. This time it was really close. Whatever was echoing me was moving fast. To heck with this. I pulled out my phone to try to call my dad or at least figure out where I am, but of course it was dead. The only thing I was sure of was the fact that I did not want to be in these woods any longer. I figured that if I walk in one direction long enough, I would eventually end up at a house or a road. I must have been walking for close to a half hour with no sign of, well, anything but more woods. The whole way I had an uneasy feeling. It was like something was there, but it wasn't like it was watching me. It felt like it was stalking me. Every time I paused to get my bearings, I could hear the sound of the snow crunching under my footsteps. When I had enough, I called out, "Who's there?" Nothing but the sounds of steps circling me. Then I remember them stopping. I was able to pinpoint where the steps stopped. It was dead ahead of me. I looked out into the woods, and behind a large hemlock I noticed something ducked behind a tree. It was quick, so I couldn't make out any details. But whatever it was tall and skinny, and was thin enough to hide behind a tree without being seen. By this point, I wasn't sure what my next move would be. I was too afraid to move forward to the hemlock. I had no interest in finding out whatever this creature was. I raised my rifle and pulled back the firing pin. I put a round into the tree, and almost instantly I heard the thing take off at warp speed. Thinking I got rid of this thing, I continued walking in the same direction. I thought if I could just get to a road, my dad and grandpa would be looking for me. So I carried on, and so did the storm. After another hour or so, with no other issues, I finally stumbled onto a paved street. Now I had to figure out how to contact my dad, so they could come pick me up.
Hey, what this guy's doing now is he's like coping with his area and finding a way to avoid contact with this monster slash supernatural thing slash supernatural being, whatever it is. He's finding a way to actually keep going, and that's something I respect about Mort's characters.
When I heard it again, "Dad! Grandpa! Over here!" The thing had still been stalking me. I fired off another round into the air, but it had no effect. The creature just kept yelling back to me, and it was getting closer. Once it sounded like it was almost on top of me, it went dead silent. I looked around and heard a welcome sound. It was my dad's truck coming down the road. Thank God. I piled in and began to tell my dad and grandpa everything. When my dad started to drive off, I looked behind me, and through the red glow of the tail light I saw a tall figure duck behind another tree. I, to this day, never figured out what was stalking me in those woods. If anyone has any ideas as to what I encountered, I'm all ears.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed Mort's video. This was a nice video to react to. My first time personally reacting to it myself. So I can't wait for that coronavirus story to come out. Yeah, I want to see that. And get his merch. I already got some merch, so yeah, get some too. Bye. Boop and boop. Wait, what the hell?